Things I want to tell you right now. This one's kind of serious, and every time I start class with something serious, then the rest of the hour, everybody's just like, "Don't do that, okay?" But I just want to, in a very humble way, say to Nikita that we love you, man, and if you guys don't know, Nikita's from Ukraine. He's got family in Ukraine and Russia, and when you say your prayers, I think we should all be pleading with the Lord for peace and for resolution. And it's pretty tough, and it's got to be pretty tough to come to class and do stuff like this. When your world's like that, this stuff is just dumb. It seems so unimportant. So, anyways, you're a stud for being here today, and you've been in our minds and in our prayers. Okay, brother?
Thanks.
Sent out 2 emails to everybody. One of them was about what math class do you take next? Pretty self-explanatory, but one thing I want to remind everybody of in here, in fact, not remind you, I want to teach you. I don't think I've ever shared this with you. When you ask somebody for advice, you should always take into consideration, your source, right? Like if you ask, the local bartender, okay, for marriage advice, maybe he's got some good skills, he's probably done a lot of psychology in his life with people at the bar, but most of them probably aren't thinking straight, right? So, I could think of other people I'd probably get marital advice from than the bartender. Yes? Okay? So when you go to register for your classes and you come to the university and you say, what math class do I take next? Can I just share with you? I don't know if you're really understanding who you're asking. The objective of BYU Idaho is outlined in their mission statement. There are 4 parts to BYU Idaho's mission statement. And the first one is that we build testimonies to the restored gospel of Jesus Christ and its members. That's their number 1 objective here, is for you to build your testimony of the Savior and his restored gospel here on the earth. That's an awesome objective, okay? Now, I don't want to sound rude, but that's not going to make you money. That's not going to make you a living. That's not going to grant you a degree. But that's their number 1 objective here. But here's what's cool, really cool, is U.S. News and World Report comes out with a ranking of all the schools and universities in the nation. There's over 3,500 collegiate institutions in the United States alone. And U.S. News and World Report ranks BYU programs, BYU Idaho, BYU Provo, BYU Hawaii, in the top 50 every year consecutively. Every year, without fail. So even though their number 1 objective is to build testimonies, you're going to get a prime education here. However, whatever you want to do with your life, you got to grab the steering wheel and you got to drive it in the direction you want to go in. So, can I candidly tell you something about Math 108? Okay? Why is Math 108 the graduation requirement at BYU Idaho? Well, that has more to do with their mission statement than it has to do with what you want to do with your life. Okay? And that's the thing you got to understand. Math 108 is what's called a terminal math course. Terminal means ending. Okay? Terminal illness. You're not going to get better. You go to airport, you go down a terminal. The terminal ends. It's a dead end. If you walk to the end of the terminal, you'll run into a wall. You got to get on an airplane, take you somewhere else. Okay? Terminal means ending. And so Math 108 does not prepare you for calculus or college algebra or statistics or anything else for that matter. So you remember the potato on toothpicks story at the beginning of the semester?
Yeah.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. Potato on toothpicks? So who takes Math 108 at other universities? English majors, dance majors, art majors. And the reason they take it is because it's the only math class we require them to take because we want them to be balanced. We don't want them to be a complete potato on toothpicks. You want to major in dance? Great. We're going to give you a little bit of math related to how it functions in the real world. Hence it's called math in the real world. Okay? So you're not going to be able to get rid of Math 108 as your graduation requirement in many instances. Most instances, your major may require you to take something else, but you're still going to have to take Math 108. But what I want you to understand is when you finish this class, you have a choice between Math 108 and Math 101. Well, Math 101 is not going to graduate you from here. However, if you are choosing to go to graduate school, this is all outlined in the email. This part is repetitive. If you're choosing to go to graduate school, get a master's degree, a PhD, if you're going to get into social work, psychology, if you're going to become a college professor someday, if you're going to be a doctor, a physician's assistant, a dentist, you're going to become an accountant, you're going to go get an MBA, you're going to get a master's in public administration, any of that kind of stuff. You got to go to graduate school. Well, to get into graduate school, guess what? You have to take an entrance exam. No, they haven't determined that all the entrance exams to graduate schools are racist yet. Okay? You should laugh about that, but many of you don't even know what the fetch I'm talking about.
I have no idea. Sorry.
But that's a whole nother spiel that you get Brother Rich going on. We'll lose our shizzle in one day. But here's the deal. Right now, you don't have to take an ACT or an SAT to get in any of the BYU schools anymore. Because some random, group of people has decided that those tests are racist. Now, I have some strong opinions about that stuff, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is a YouTube video, somebody could, get on here and be like, and lose their minds, or I could teach, somewhere else today where I've got a much more diverse group of people here, and they could really fight me on this, but the bottom line is this. I get kind of crazy with some of this stuff because, I have a son and a daughter that have taken the ACT and gone to college with their ACT scores. My son is a super brilliant kid, top-notch, really kills it in school, right? My daughter struggled in college, really struggled, got her butt kicked, okay? She got a fetching 32 on the ACT, and he couldn't get past like a 26, okay? You want to know what the difference was between the two of them? She's an avid reader. You want to do really well in those tests, just become a great reader. Just read a lot. Just read. She just devoured books all the time. It's the bottom line. I struggle with these assessments that different people, they say, well, in our culture, we don't have as much access to, education or, affluence, and these questions are geared more for, predominantly white group of people and all this kind of stuff. And I think you need to examine those things, but still, it's just all that makes me nuts. So we're not going to get into that. But simply stated, you got to take an entrance exam to get into graduate school. You want to become a social worker? You got to take the GRE. You want to become a college professor, you got to take the GRE. You want to go to dental school, you got to take the DAT. You want to go to medical school, you got to take the MCAT. You want to go to law school, the LSAT. You want to go to, get a master's in business administration, you got to take the GMAT. All these tests have a math portion to these exams. And the math emphasized on all these tests, Math 101, intermediate algebra. So if that's your goal, BYU Idaho's Math 108 is not going to get you prepared for that. Are we clear? Why? I've already explained why. They're looking to, listen, you say, well, how does Math 108 relate to building a testimony? Oh, it's not about building your testimony. Do you know what it is?
It's for you to be well-rounded.
Okay. Mm-hmm. It's about what we call throughput. Okay? If our goal is to build testimonies, well, do we want to build one testimony or 100?
100.
Okay? And so, we got to get you in here, but we got to get you out of here too. And we don't want you sticking around here any longer than you need to get that testimony. Right? Get your testimony, get your education, get out of here. Let's get some more in here. Do the same thing. Rinse, recycle, repeat, right? And so, the point is that, if we don't require you to do more stuff, you don't have to be here longer. We can get more people in here and give them the Mormon miracle, education experience, right?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. And it is a miracle. I went to school at BYU in Provo. It was incredible. My testimony absolutely grew 100-fold, 1,000-fold going to school at a BYU school. They achieved their objective with me. They achieved it with my wife. They've achieved it with my kids. They achieve it with you. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome. Love it. I'm not bagging on it. I'm saying, but you've got to grab the steering wheel of the direction of your life. And so I want you to, when you register for classes, don't underestimate the value of Math 101 if that is the direction you're going in. Now, if you're telling me, Brother Rich, I'm majoring in communications, I just want to get a bachelor's degree. Take 108, be done, you know? If you're like, I'm majoring in general studies, I'm just trying to get a bachelor's degree, get out of here. Take 108, be done, you know? But if you want to get into engineering or any of the sciences or any of the medical fields, or you want to go to graduate school and stuff like that, then you should take Math 101. What is Math 101? Half the class throughout the semester is really a review of what you didn't hear. But then we steroid it up, you know, I mean, we pump it up. It's a lot more intense, and you learn some new stuff too. Yeah?
So, my goal for my degree, I'm required to take biostatistics.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you have to take 101 for that, because 101 leads to 110. 110 is the prerequisite for biostatistics. But
Yeah, you got to take 101.
But when you say 108, is that required whether you take 101 or not?
It depends on your major. But the majority of majors, Math 108 is required.
Because the computer and the people I've been talking to are telling me two opposite things. So
I'd go to wherever your major department is. I want to look at the computer. I'd talk to your major department. See, the department chair, the department secretary. What are you going to major in?
Zoology.
Yeah. So I just talk to them and, okay. Do you want to get into the medical field?
No.
No. What do you want to do?
Animal interpretation, conservation.
I take the minimum amount of math that you have to. I just find out what they require and just get her done. But if they're requiring you to take Math 110, then you got to take Math 101.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What's a Math 101, by the way?
Intermediate algebra.
Oh.
Intermediate algebra. Yep. Yeah.
So I'm an English major to get into law school, and so I'm like working towards getting to BYU
Yeah.
Provo to go
So
to
if you
law
were an
school.
English major, just to be an English major. An English major to be an English teacher. I'd say take 108, get out of here. But you're trying to go to law school, take 101, because you're gonna have to take the LSAT someday.
Yeah, so I read the email, and so I was thinking about just talking to an advisor about 101, but
Yeah.
where do you stop?
Where do you stop taking math?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. That depends on your major,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I can't answer that in a general sense.
Okay.
I'm more of a foundation guy, right? Where do you start?
Yeah.
Where do we build from, right? That's I have the answers to that. Where do you
Okay.
stop? That's an individual thing depending on your major.
Okay.
So, but if you take Math 101 and you get that done, you're going to be that much more prepared. Honestly, if I could take everybody out there, ACT, SAT, all graduate school exams, and I could teach them Math 101 and get them to read a dozen books, they'll get a good score on any of these tests. And it's just prolific readers just do really well. Like I said, my daughter not as awesome at college education stuff, but she just devours books, and so she's really a very good test taker in terms of because those tests are really about reading comprehension. They give you a whole scenario. What did you get from in all this? You have to do deductive reasoning, all that kind of crap. There's vocabulary in there. So, all right. Next thing, test opened when? Today. When's it close? Saturday, 11:59 p.m. No exceptions. Have to have that test taken, Chapter 3, by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. or you fail it and you fail the class. Retakes, extended retakes go through next Thursday. Very good. You're the one person in all my classes who figured that one out, okay? Next Thursday. That's a good chunk of time. We are going to review for the test in class today. Very thorough review. You're going to feel pretty good about it. Counts as a quiz. So it'll be graded as a quiz, Alex, as well as attendance. We're going to do lots of problems. We're not going to break up into groups. It takes too much time. You're going to want to take pictures of what we do on the board. And you're going to want to also take good notes. So you're just going to be writing problems and doing them throughout the class, okay? We're going to hold off on that problem. We're going to do it a little later. I like it, but we're going to do it as part of the review for the test. This is finding the equation of a line, right? Yeah. Given those 2 points, correct? We'll figure that out. Do you have class Friday?
No.
No.
Well, what's due Friday?
Untitled
the
Chapter,
review.
Review and Blue, and then the VC.
Review in blue, visual chart. Okay? Do you have anything new being assigned Friday? Nope.
Yeah, the
No
videos.
class. There's nothing new assigned on Friday. You literally have Friday off. You have your assignment today, visual chart, review in blue, due Friday. This is always due 48 hours later, by 2 p.m. And then you have Friday off. Do you have to go to class on Monday?
Yeah.
No,
No.
there's no class Monday either.
But we do need to watch a video.
Yes, you do have new assignments. And my main man, Alex, man, this boy, he is up early. I texted him late last night. He didn't respond. 5 a.m. he texted me. And who was on the other line, ready to receive and reply?
You are.
That's right. I'm always awake. I'm like God. I don't sleep, man. I'll watch you. I'll watch you. I just got struck by lightning. Anyways, okay. So, Alex and I came here early this morning. We YouTube videoed everything for 4.1 and everything for 4.2. Replaced all the old Zoom videos with me in a plastic mask, and it's kind of grainy, with these nice YouTube videos. So for 4.1 and 4.2, and what's even cooler about it, no story time, no announcements, no questions. And so your lecture for 4.1 is 36 minutes, and your lecture for 4.2 is 18 minutes,
Yeah.
thereabouts.
19.
So less than an hour combined for the two. And what's kind of cool is you can watch the one for 34 minutes, accomplish section 4.1, watch the other one for 15 minutes, you know, accomplish section 4.2, and you got it all done. And you can pick to do that whenever because they're all published. When's the next time we meet?
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, so a week from today, right? Who am I meeting? Who am I going to meet?
You're going to your New
Going to
York with
New
your
York.
wife.
I'm going to New York with my wife, but who am I meeting there?
It was a birthday present to her Christmas present.
Yeah, it's a birthday present and a Christmas present. So yeah, you got it. Well, who am I meeting there?
You're meeting that author, right?
No,
Donald Trump.
no. I told you. Jay-Z. I told you Jay-Z.
No
No,
way.
you didn't.
I'm not meeting Jay-Z. You guys are like, what?
Dang.
Yeah.
You don't know who Jay-Z is?
That's
What?
Beyonce's
Do
husband.
you know Beyonce?
Yeah.
I've heard the name. She's a singer, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo. Yo, we gotta change the day. We gotta just listen to Beyonce.
We might have to bust open something today.
Yo.
Like animal
Beyonce.
Okay.
We gotta listen.
All right, guys. Okay. First problem of the test. They're gonna put a graph up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna put a dot here, 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 and they're gonna ask you. They say this is A, and this is B, and this is C, and this is D, and all this kind of stuff. And they're gonna ask you, what are the coordinates for point A? Go ahead.
2, 0.
Okay, 2, 0. All right, and that would be the whole problem. You'd be done. So they're gonna have multiple dots, lots of letters, and they're gonna pick one random one and say, okay, what's the coordinates for point D?
-1.
Good job. -1, 1. How about C?
-2, 1. Or -2, 0.
-2, 0. Okay. All right, good enough. You guys cool?
Yeah.
Hard or easy?
Easy.
Oh, fetching easy. Could you make a mistake though and get the X and the Y mixed up? Yeah. Listen, this test is all about being thorough, okay? This is not the test you want to do in 15 minutes. And some of you are like, what? People get done with these tests in 15 minutes? Oh yeah, there's a number of you that spend between 15 and 18 minutes doing each of these tests. Okay? And you usually get a B. Okay? Did you know the first person to finish the test and the last person to finish the test almost invariably get the exact same grade, and it's not an A, it's a B. And the one who gets it was the first one that they didn't put enough time in. They went too fast, and they just weren't thorough enough, and they missed a couple of stupid mistakes that they go back and, oh, I'm so dumb, I hate that. Okay? And then the one who took the most time, you know what they do? They overthink it. Okay? Like, they put 2, 0 for point A, and then they go back and like, I think that's 0, 2, and they go back and change it to 0, 2. So they had the right answer on a couple of them, go back, change a couple. They overthink everything. They spent tons of time, and they get a B as well. Kind of interesting. Okay? All right, we got to get into this system here. We'll stop. Are you guys happy today?
Oh,
Yep.
fantastic.
Heck yeah.
Sweet. Me too. All right, this is one of the slowest systems around. Okay, let's take another one. If I have 3x plus 2y equals, we could say 2, all right? And I ask you, let's see, which ordered pair is a solution and a point on the line, okay? And so we'll have like 2 and -2, okay? And then we could have -2 and 2, and we could have 2 and 2, okay? Go ahead and answer that problem. Go ahead and do it real quick. You got this? So they're going to have a problem just like this on the test. What's the answer?
A.
Yeah, it's the first one. Okay, just plug them in, right? You know how to do this, right?
Yep.
Every one of these is an x and a y value. So we put, 3 times 2 is 6. 2 times -2 is -4 equals 2. Indeed, 2 equals 2. Check. We're done. We don't even have to check the other ones. We don't have to put them in. Because there's not more than one answer. It's just one correct answer. Now, if they had something down below that said all of the above, then you'd have to check them all. But they're not going to do that. You guys good?
Yep.
The first answer will not always be the answer. Okay? But they usually won't put it last. They won't make you go through all 4. All right. What's next? Okay. Try to get this thing to work. All right. I want you to find the coordinates of the y-intercept for the following. Okay. Y equals 2/3 x plus 2. Y equals 2/3 x plus 2. So I want to know the coordinates of the y-intercept. Okay, that one. Let me give you another one. How about what? Yeah, sure. Then let's do 3y minus 5x equals 10. Okay, find the coordinates of the y-intercept for both of those. And then I want you to graph. I want you to graph 4 different graphs. And we're going to do, let's do y equals 2/3 x minus 3. Let's do y equals 2x minus 1. Actually, sure. Let's do 3x plus 4y equals -12. And let's do 2x plus 1 equals 4. Okay? All right. These 2 problems right here. Okay, what are the coordinates of the y-intercept? What are the coordinates of the y-intercept for this problem right here? 0, 2. Yeah. See, y equals, our tool here is y equals mx plus b. This is in mx plus b form. B is, it is already the y-intercept. We have it there, but it's not 2, 0, it's 0, 2. And they didn't ask us to just tell us 2. They want to know the coordinates, right? You have to get both coordinates. Make sure, because in the test, they're going to ask you for the coordinates. Now, what about this one here? You can do this one of two ways. What's one way? What's one way you could do this? Find the y-intercept.
Set x for 0.
I like it. Set x for 0. Love it. 3y minus 5 times 0 equals 10. Yeah, because your y-intercept is 0 comma b. That's your y-intercept. And then this cancels and you get 3y equals 10. And you divide by 3 and divide by 3 and you get y equals 10 thirds. Right? And so now your answer would be 0 comma 10 thirds. Right? Is that cool? Did I make a mistake? No. We cool?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's another way you could have done this?
Work out the whole problem.
You could
Move
enter y
5x
equals mx
over.
plus b.
Say it louder.
Turn it into y equals mx plus
Yeah,
b.
y equals mx plus b, right? So basically you take 3y minus 5x equals 10, right? You add 5x to each side. You get 3y equals 5x plus 10. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. And there you go. Y equals 5 thirds x plus 10 thirds. Look at that. 10 thirds, 10 thirds. Get the exact same thing because it's in y equals mx plus b form. That makes sense. Cool?
Cool.
Okay. In a number of things that we do, there's more than one way to do it. Okay? Which is kind of nice. Whatever makes you happy. Okay, I want you to graph these 4 lines. Okay, how do we know they're lines? Because they have what?
Y-intercepts and slopes.
Okay, I heard 2 variables. I heard y-intercepts and slopes. Okay, they're lines because they have equal signs. And lines are equations in math. They're lines because they're equations. They're equations because they have equal signs. That's why they're lines. The only other alternate that we're graphing is points. And points are ordered pairs of coordinates, right? Little parentheses with an x and a y, right? Those are not coordinates. Those are equations. Go ahead and graph all 4 of those. Just so you know, when you're taking the test, you might find this interesting. You might want to look at this. It's a multiple choice test. So they're going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4 different graphs for each one of these and say which graph corresponds with this equation, right? And so your line's got to be really on, or, you know, I mean, it'd be pretty close, right? Okay, I'm going to erase the first board. So if you want a picture of it, go for it. And I got to tell you, throughout class today, you're going to want to take pictures because I'm not always going to tell you when I'm going to erase. So we get done with the board, I take a picture of it. Now, you should be writing all this down because you're doing the problems, right? But if you still want pictures, that's great too.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So what, on that ordered pair question
Yeah,
right there.
yeah.
The end is 2 equals 2.
Yeah.
But in the examples you gave us really, it was like y equals 2.
Well, what are we being asked here? We're not being asked to find the y-intercept. Here we're being asked which ordered pair is a solution and a point on the line, right? So I graph this, 3x plus 2y equals 2. I'm going to have a line. I'm just going to make one up. It goes like this. That's not necessarily how it goes. And, you know, negative 2, 2 is not going to be on my line. 2, 2 is not going to be on my line. But 2, negative 2, that's going to be on my line. Okay? But how I can tell if it's a solution is it makes the statement true. Remember, a solution makes something true. But we go back to, listen, solving an equation, right? And remember how we could check our answers? How could we check them? We take the solution, we plug it back in. Does it make a true statement or a false statement, right? So think about what they're asking for. Look at this. Is it a solution? What are they asking for over here? The y-intercept, totally different. They're asking, is it a solution? If it's a solution, we're taking the x and the y value, plugging it in, and either getting a true or a false statement. So let's plug this one in. What's 3 times negative 2?
Negative 6.
Negative 6. What's 2 times 2?
4.
4 equals 2. This makes negative 2 equals 2. That is not a solution because it makes a false statement. Does this make more sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Good question.
I was trying to make sure.
No, that's what we're here for, man. We're reviewing. And I told you, we're not going to get into groups today just for lack of efficiency, But you can talk to each other, you can talk to me, you can ask questions. That's what we're here to do, okay? We're just plowing through this and making sure we're all solid for this test. Okay, I'm going to erase this. Okay, you got 4 graphs to do there. Get them all done. I'm going to be putting some more problems on the board. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba-bo. Ba-ba. Whoa. Oh. Okay, yeah, that works. Whoa.
You can make a soundtrack out of your class.
Really? Do you know, I have the cutest little foreign girl in my class at 10 a.m. And she's so funny, okay? She's just cute. She just says all these things in her little Latina accent, and she loves Brother Rich. And like today, I said, have you guys ever wanted to ask me a question? She says, Brother Rich, why are you so awesome? And I was like, you're adopted. Just come home with me. When your brothers and sisters wake up in the morning, just ask that question every day in front of them for me, okay? Dad, why are you so awesome? Anyway, she's a cute kid. Anyways, what's so funny is she's sitting there today, and she pulls out this notebook, and she starts saying all the funniest fetching crap. What is? They're all quotes from Brother Rich. She has a notebook called Quotes from Brother Rich. And she starts reading them off, and she's got this little Latina accent. She's like, and I'm gonna slaughter a Latina accent, but she's just like,
Yeah, she's got to jail.
does Adam have a belly button? She said, nobody knows, and nobody cares. You know, she says, but she just the way she says it. I mean, it just makes me laugh. I'm laughing. I'm like, that isn't even that funny. But the way she says it, it sounds funny. And she's got all these things, like, you know, and it's right. Hey, Fetchers of America, you know. And she has all these things. I don't know. I was almost in tears. I was laughing so hard, man. She had like a dozen of these, and she just kept spouting them off. Everybody in the class is laughing because they're all fetching stupid things I say. So, sounds and quotes by Brother Rich. I like it. I'm touched. Let's do it. Okay. You guys, you got all those done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna put a problem on the board here. It's a little weird. We're basically gonna say found. How about find? Find the slope of this line. And in your textbook, I want to do this. Sorry, in your textbook. On the test, they're gonna make this like graph paper, and it's gonna be very precise because it's electronically made. Okay. And why I'm doing this is because I'm just saying they're gonna give you like something. I'm gonna have to use this. I've only used this stick one time ever when teaching, and it was to beat a student senseless. And it's even warped from where I hit him really hard. Can you see that's kind of bent on the top now? And so this is the first time I've ever used it for what it's intended for. Yeah, corporal punishment. We believe in it. So.
I think you need to say that directly to the camera.
Corporal punishment. We believe in it. Anyways. So.
Develops our testimonies.
All right. They're like, Brother Rich is not funny. No, he's not. He's hilarious. Okay. All right, so they're going to tell us to find the slope of this line. Well, sometimes the line will be really easy. I got to tell you something. This test, by the way, it's like a snowflake. No two students ever take the exact same test. It's mathematically impossible. Because there are 25 questions, and for every question, there's at least 12 to 15 options of questions that are in a rubric that get mixed up. Now, you will get the same question for certain problems as classmates will, but you'll never get all 25 exactly the same. You get me? And when you go to retake the test, you will not be retaking the exact same test. Okay? It's just the same concepts for all 25 problems, but slightly different. So, here's the deal. They're not going going to highlight points. Now the easy ones will have a point right on this axis and right on this axis, but that's not right on a point, is it? So go ahead and tell me the coordinates of 2 points you can see very defined here.
0, -2.
Okay, so I like 0, -2. I like that. Okay, we can go ahead and we can say 0, -2. Okay, good.
And then 4, 3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Good job. I like that. Okay. Now there are 2 ways to find this slope, and one of them super rapid. What is it?
Cam?
Say it loud. Rise over run. Love it. Yeah. So if we rise from this point to this point, how many do we go? Let's count.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so our rise is 5, and our run is,
1, 2, 3, 4.
and there is your slope. 5/4. Or, what's the other way we can do this problem?
M equals y2 minus y1 over x.
Absolutely, positively correct. And we can take y, and that's 3 minus, 3 minus -2 over 4 minus 0. Minus and minus makes plus. 5/4. Look at that, they're the same. Okay, you guys cool? You got a problem like that on the test. Let's talk about these 4 graphs real quick. This review at every class has gone by super fast today for me. Probably slow for you, but you know, and really, this is your time. Like, you got to be super invested and plugged in right now. You're reviewing for your test. Make this time count, because we're not wasting any time in here. We're going over lots of good questions here, covering everything we can see on the test. So they're going to give you 4 different problems to graph on this test. And listen, y equals mx plus b. Oh, that makes my life so good. -1, 2, 3, dude. I drop that in there. I rise 1, 2. I go over 1, 2, 3. Right? Your line there should have looked like that. Agreed? This is number 1. This is number 1. Number 2. Let's do number 2 right here. Again, y equals 2x minus 1. Okay, we got -1. What they're trying to get you to understand is if they only have a numerical value there, but it's not a fraction, what's my run? If my rise is 2, what's my run?
1.
1. Very good. So they just want to see if you know that. Go up 2 and over 1. And so that line should have looked like that. Did you get that one right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, number 3, you're going to have to pick a method. You can do y equals mx plus b, intercept method, plug and chug. What did you guys use?
0. Oh.
Y equals mx plus b. I like it. Subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. This cancels. 4y equals -3x minus 12. Divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. And I got my y equals -3/4 x minus 3, right? So again, 1, 2, 3. Go down 3. And then I want you to go down 3, right? And over 4, right? And so you're like right in here. Had a student in the last class today talking about clarity questions. And he was like, bro, Rich. I think he talked like that too. Bro, Rich. He's like, I'm confused. Is it -3 over 4? Or is it, 3 over -4? Does it make a difference?
No.
Okay, let's look up here. Up 3, back 4. Oh, I'm on my line. Doesn't make a difference because they're both -3/4. Okay? He's like, which one does the negative go to? Right? And then listen, how many variables are in this equation?
1.
And if you only have one variable, you have a blank or blank line. Fill in the blanks.
Horizontal.
Vertical or horizontal. Very good. And so we'll go ahead and solve this. We'll get x all alone. Subtract 1, subtract 1. We get 2x equals 3. Divide by 2, divide by 2. We get x equals 3/2. Now here's the deal. Okay? Is that a vertical or a horizontal line? Please listen. The x-axis is a horizontal axis, so this is a vertical line. It's always the opposite of the axis, right? And so if we had 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, 3/2 is 1.5, right? We're right here on the x-axis, right? No, right here on the x-axis. We're 1.5, right there. And we're a vertical line. It should look like that, and that's what you have. You cool?
Cool.
All right, awesome. Okay. You definitely have problems that are in y equals mx plus b form. One where you're going to have to, deal with, well, what's the run? Definitely one that's not in y equals mx plus b form, and then a horizontal or a vertical line you're going to have to graph. Rachel?
Never mind. I think you already touched it.
I'm touching.
I've got a quick question.
I'm ready.
So when a fraction is negative, are like the two numbers, both the numerator and denominator, whatever they're called, they're both negative, correct? So you go down. No,
Look at
just
this.
the one.
-2/3. equals -2/3 equals 2 over -3. We talked about this last time. But
So it's one or the other, but not both are negative.
Right, because a -2 over a -3, a negative and a negative would make a. So how can a positive be a negative? Do you see what I'm saying? If I'm telling you this fraction is negative, and then I say, okay, so that means everything's negative. Well, that negative and negative, what does a negative and a negative make? It makes a positive. So this is not true. Those are all true. Cool. Okay. All right. FOA. Do you know what the FOA is? Fetchers of America, yeah! It's your club. We're gonna buy you all hats. FOA. Yeah? That'd be cool, right? I think we should start a website. You know what I mean? And we should sell like swag. You know what I'm saying? We should have shirts with big FOA, you know? You know what I'm saying? I mean, people would probably think it has something to do with a bad word because F's in it, you know? You know? Fetchers.
FOA sounds like an organization of some sort.
Yeah, yeah. Like people that sing rap music with swear words in it. Okay. The FOA. Yeah, are you a member? Are you a member? Join today. FOA. Are we gonna do it or not?
Heck yeah.
Let's do it. Let's make some money off this.
Let's make
Sounds
a
like a good
campaign
idea.
out of it.
Okay, I want you to do problem number 11 right now. Okay, I need you to bust your butts and move quick. All right, I'm gonna zoom in on this one just a little bit. Bing. Whoa. How about a lot, Benny? Okay, you good? Whoa, stop it. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna erase this little problem I graphed over here. Is that okay? 1, 2, 3. No más! I want you to have that problem done in 1 minute. Go. Come on. Stop, we're just gonna see what's going on right now. Bear with me. Okay, let's look up here real quick, all right? If you haven't got this one, just drop your pens and pencils. So, I have a number of faculty that don't like this question. And they don't like it because, like, the students have never seen anything like this. How can we dare ask them a question like this? Welcome to life, you know? I mean, how many days have I woke up and I've seen a problem in my life and be like, honey? What do we do? Like, was there anything in the manual about this? You know, it's like, what manual? I'm like, exactly. You know, I mean, that's my point. There's no manual to life. Okay, so if we only give you things that you have seen before, it's like, well, that's not a life experience. That's Satan's experience, right? It's all predestined, right? You know what I'm saying? You fetching me? You fetching me? Okay, look up here. A realtor can use a linear model to predict the price of a house. P stands for price. Based on the size of the house, S in square footage. Assume that for a local real estate market, the equation is price equals 102 times the square footage plus an additional $22,500. Using this model, which of the following home prices would be reasonable for a realtor who's selling a 3,400 square foot house? So listen, you're going to take that number and plug it in for what? S. Very good. So multiply 102 times 3,400. Go. 102 times 3,400. Hurry.
346.
Okay, and now add 25,000 to it. And what do you get for a total?
369, 300.
369, 300?
Yeah.
Does everybody agree? Say woo if you agree.
Woo.
Okay. And then it says, reasonable. Okay? Which home price would be reasonable to list the house at?
375.
Yes! That's the closest number to it. That's the answer. Is this hard or easy?
Easy.
It's easy. It's very common sense. And one could say, well, what does that have to do with graphing? Because if we actually graph that equation, it's a line. And that's a line in the real world that has value. Okay? You cool?
Cool.
Okay. Do these problems right here. Don't worry about this one up here from homework. But do these problems right here. Find the slope of all 5 of these. Okay? I need you to do this in 2 minutes. What? Yeah, if you make a mistake, I don't care. Just try really hard, because every one of these problems you can do so fetching fast. Go, go, gadget copter. Okay? You good? Huh? What'd I say?
It's 375 for the answer. 375.
You got like $369,300. The closest number to 369 is 375.
Because he asked for a reasonable number.
We're just asking for a reasonable amount. Listen, we're going to put our home up for sale. They come up with an equation. I mean, we don't have to. I mean, when we sell something, we just want to be in a reasonable range that people would pay. People would pay 300, and we're not going to go less. If we can approximate the value of our home, it's like, well, let's sell it for less. No, let's ask for more. More. Go do those problems. Find the slope. Oh my.
Oh my.
You just dropped Brother Rich. Okay. We don't have a ton of time, and so I'm going to have to just start cranking some of these out. I can't seem to keep a pen in my pocket. Save my life. Oh, I'm sore. It's called working out past 50.
What's the goal?
What?
What's the goal?
Slope. Everything I said. Everything's about finding slope. Find slope. 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 Okay. All right. We here? Guys, help me. What is the tool I used to find the slope for this problem? Tool used.
Y2 minus Y1
Yep.
over X.
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1, because you're given 2 points. What's the tool I'm going to use on this problem? Rise over run. Very good. What's the tool I'm using on this one? Y equals mx plus b. So they're going to, and listen, what's the tool on these two? No tool. Memorization. Knowledge. How many variables in this equation?
One.
How many variables in this equation?
One.
So these are either what or what lines?
Horizontal or
Vertical or horizontal. And we have a slope memorized, right? Horizontal is 0, vertical is undefined. So we come back to this. That's a y statement. Y is the vertical axis. This is always the opposite. So this is a what?
Horizontal.
This is a horizontal line. So m equals 0. X is the horizontal axis. So your line's the opposite. It's going to be, so this is m equals undefined. So that one right there, no work. Just got to have that memorized. Got to understand that concept. This one right here, put it in y equals mx plus b. Watch this, watch this, watch this. I'm going to add 3x and add 3x, right? I'm going to get 4y equals 3x plus 12. Divide by 4, divide by 4, divide. I'm done. X equals 3/4. Understood? Like, well, I didn't reduce 12 over 4. It doesn't matter. That's the y-intercept. I'm just looking for the slope. We cool? Did I do it right, Alex? You look perplexed.
Put X instead of M.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. And that's your complexion. And your complexion. Hey, what's the rise in this problem here? 500. What's the run?
3,000.
Okay, divide them.
0.16.
0.16 forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yes.
Okay. They asked for a grade. What does that mean?
Percent.
Always convert that to a percent. 16.7%, because I'm going to round it. Cool?
Cool.
Done. One up top. Okay, you don't need me to do this. 5 minus 3 over -4 minus -2 makes 2 over. -4 plus 2 makes -2. Did you get -1?
Yeah.
Yeah, but look at this one here, quickly. Rate of change. What's rate of change?
X.
No, what's rate of change?
Rise over.
It's slope. Rate of change is just another word for slope. It's always rise over run. Okay? So what are you given here?
2 points.
You don't even have to read the problem. You do not have to read the problem. You don't have to understand Boston, Toronto, time of day. Nothing. What's the tool you got to use here?
Y2 minus Y1.
Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1, because you're given 2 points. You're going to take the first point, 140 minus 120. Look up here. 140 minus 120. People are like, wait, that's your first one. Doesn't matter. And then you're going to indicate 2 minus 6. Yes or no?
Yes.
140 minus, that's 420, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right.
Okay? All right, equals. Okay? So what's 140 minus 420, please?
280.
280, but it's a negative 280 over a negative 4. Negative make a positive, right?
Yes.
280 divided by 4. So listen, do we leave it like this? No, because rate of change is always a singular number. The negative and negative are gone. And so if I asked you, hey, Mr. Policeman, I was driving 280 miles every 4 hours. I mean, he's going to give you a ticket for just being a punk. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Rate of change is always given as a singular number. Divide. 280 divided by 4 is 70 mph. This train was driving 70 miles per hour on average over 4 hours. Took you 280 miles. Cool?
Cool.
Rate of change. We good? Okay. Next thing. I gotta erase this stuff, so take a picture of it if you want it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have much time, and I gotta help you. Okay? Alright. All eyes up here. Can I erase this board? Let me get out of the way.
Go ahead.
Okay.
May I erase? Yes or no? We don't have time for this. Okay, here we go. All right, so in your homework last time, we learned how to find the equations of lines. And it was a 4-step process, but for some of you who stayed after class, I told you, really, it's find M, find B, and you're done. You guys still got to plug M and B into y equals mx plus b. The other step just tells you how to find b. This one right here, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, y2 is 5 minus 16 over 1 minus 12. Yes?
Yep.
I get negative 11 over negative 11. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And that's 1. And so now m equals 1. I gotta find b. So I take y equals mx plus b. And this is the second step that's right in there that tells you to plug the m and one of the x's and y's in y equals mx plus b. Let's take the smaller numbers. You guys okay with that?
Yep.
So y is 5, m is 1, x is 1, and I got b. So I got 5 equals 1 plus b. 1 times 1 is not 2. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, right? We're going to subtract 1, I get 4 equals b. People, you have m, you have b, you got the equation of your line. Y equals mx plus b, therefore y equals 1x, which is just x, plus 4. We're done. We cool?
Cool.
You got one problem like that on the test. They give you 2 points, you got to find the equation of line. They give another problem where they say m equals 2 and negative 2, 3. You're going to have to do that, where they give you the slope and they give you an x and a y value, and you got to do the same thing. And then you got this problem right here. Target heart rate. You had this in your homework. Nobody asked about this question. This question is on the test. We're going to do this real quick. Again, look up there. What are they asking for? Equation. They're not asking you for slope. They're not asking you for an intercept. They're not asking you to graph. They're asking you for the equation of a line. What's the first thing you got to do when you find the equation of a line? Find the slope. So you're given 2 points, right? y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take 145 minus, help me, 130?
Yep. And then 20 minus 40.
20 minus 40. I love it. Okay, thank you. And this is going to equal 15 over negative 20, which is negative 3/4. Are we cool?
Yes.
Cool.
Now, you've got to take what m equals, and you got to say y equals mx plus b. By the way, y is target heart rate. Slope, x is your age, and b is your y-intercept. Same exact points, but I'm saying target heart rate equals your slope times your age plus your y-intercept. Here we go. You've got a target heart rate. Pick one of these numbers up here. What?
145.
What?
145.
145 equals what's slope? Negative 3/4. What's age?
20.
20. Very good. Plus b. Does 20 cross cancel with 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes 5. So you got 145 equals negative 15 plus b. We solve for b. We add 15 to each side. Well, look at that. We got 160 equals b. Now we come up with our equation. And our equation is going to be target heart rate equals the slope of -3/4 times age plus 160. But they didn't ask us to just find the equation. They asked us to find the equation so we can then use the equation to predict the target heart rate for someone who is 80 fetching years old. That's old, people. Okay? And so we got t equals -3/4 times 80 plus 160. 4 goes in 80 20 times. T equals -60 plus 160. T equals 100. Your target heart rate at age 80 is 100. Okay, you good? You speak? You speak tongue? No?
I speak lizard tongue.
Where you going? We ain't done, girl.
It's 3 o'clock.
No! That is a lie. That's a liar. Look up here. That clock is so wrong. Okay, listen to me. I want to tell you guys a couple more things. I want you to look at the board quickly. We have covered everything that's on the Chapter 3 test, but I'd like to take you one step further and help you because I love you. You love me back?
Yes.
Okay, let's
Can we
take
take pictures of these?
No, you can't take pictures of these. No,
Of the
because
test
they're on the
questions?
test. You can take
Okay.
notes on them, but you can't take pictures.
No pictures.
So you want to jot a note down. Look up here. The first retro question, look at this. Solve or simplify. Number 21. Solve or simplify.
Simplify.
Did you take a picture already? Are you being naughty?
I did, but
I'm such a sinner. Look up here. You get two. Don't be sending those to your ex-wife. Look up here. Solve or simplify.
Simplify.
Why?
No sign.
All numbers or numbers and letters?
Numbers.
Yeah, you're going to distribute parentheses, combine like terms. Do you know how to do this problem?
Yes.
Yeah, you know how to do this problem. It's from Chapter 1. Next one, look at this one. Solve the equation. Solve or simplify?
Solve.
Gee, they only tell you. And it has an equal sign. Okay? Do you have fractions?
No.
Parentheses?
Yes.
Yeah, then you'll combine your like terms, you can solve it. Okay, there's 2 word problems. I'm going to tell you about them in just a second. Look at this one. Solve or simplify?
simplify.
Numbers and letters or all numbers?
Numbers and
Numbers and
letters.
letters, and they got all 3 kinds of parentheses. This is your ex-wife. Okay. Yeah. Okay, listen. I'm going to put 2 problems on the board real quick. That way you can take a picture of them, okay? I'm going to just share this with you super fast. Here we go. The first problem that you're going to see that's a word problem on there, they're going to basically say, you have lost 25% of the value of your car, okay? It's worth $3,000 today. What did you pay for it? Okay, what did you pay for the car? Okay, so it's a work backward percent problem. Hey, is your car worth 100% of what you paid for it? Yes or no?
No.
What is it worth?
125.
No. You've lost value.
Right.
You've lost value.
85%.
It's worth what?
85%.
75%. So you're going to take 3,000 and you're going to divide it by 0.75 and you're going to get the value of the car. You can go back and review this work backward percent problem. And then you have a geometry and it's going to say, the perimeter of a rectangle is 210 meters. The length is 9 meters more than the width. Okay? And so you're going to drop down, translate L is 9 plus W. And so you're going to take P equals 2L plus 2W. What's P?
210.
210 equals what's L?
9 plus W.
Yeah, what the L is going on here. Okay? Plus 2W. And you can finish this. Listen, I went fast at the end because here's the deal. You're supposed to figure out what the retro problems are by going back and reviewing your old visual charts. But I revealed to you what they all are. You can go back and review those concepts. Okay? You have 2 simplified problems, right? 2 simplified problems where they have a mix of numbers and letters, so you get a distributed parentheses, combined like terms. You got 1 solved problem that doesn't even have fractions, it's just got parentheses in it. And you got 2 word problems. One's a work backward percent and one's a geometry. And you can go back and review this concept if you didn't understand that. Okay? Hey, enjoy the next few days. I feel like if you understand what we're doing here, this is going to be kind of nice for you. You're in total control, but don't procrastinate and get really behind, okay? Get that test done. Enjoy yourselves. I'll see you next Wednesday. I'll say hi to Jay-Z for you.
Thank